kick things off, I'd like to introduce Bishop Henry Hearns. He's the chair of our advisory council, former mayor of the city of Lancaster, just a tireless public servant and advocate for the people of the Antelope Valley. I'm proud to call Henry a mentor, a role model, and a good friend. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Bishop Henry Hearns. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim, and to all of you, to my supervisor and all that are on the podium today. It is an honor. It's a pleasure to be able to see things happen in my community, such that people who will follow after Tim, myself, supervisor, and many others will be able to live better because somebody cared in this building here. Now, I've been assigned the welcome responsibility of giving an opening prayer and to introduce my supervisor. So I always put a prelude to my prayer just in case we step on somebody's toes in our prayer. One is that I pray how I pray. Allow me to do that. You pray how you pray. I'll allow you to do that. But I don't know but one name that I pray in. And his name is Jesus, and I ain't scared of that at all. So allow me to do that at this point. Master, we thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity today to represent the kingdom here. Not just a kingdom of talking, not a political kingdom, but a kingdom that is on earth, covered by your own hands, that men, women, boys, and girls will be able to live better because of this building and what goes on in it. We ask your blessings upon it today, and special blessings upon the doctors, nurses, and technicians, and everyone who will be involved in touching the lives of others. And we thank you for that privilege, and we ask for your wisdom in that. Thank you now, Lord, as we go through this dedication today. We pray this in the precious name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, let me quickly introduce, I call him my supervisor, because I've known him even before he went into office. And everywhere Mike has walked, he left a trail. And the trail was not one that people could look under the cover and find something wrong with it, or they could say it. But when they get through looking, you'll always see a positive product right behind him. The building in front of you and in back of me, it looks good, it feels good, and it's a place of wellness. It is my belief that many people are sick because they believe they're sick. And then there are others who are able to look beyond their sickness and see something good and feel better, so that the doctors have a little bit more to work with. Well, my supervisor, let me put this and kind of close with this. I maintain that a prayer is not a prayer if you can't see it. We see a prayer back here. I maintain that right now we're in the election season, and there's a lot of people looking for office. But there's one guy that I know for sure. There are others too, but this one I know for sure because I walked with him for many years. He didn't go looking for an office. He looked for a place to serve. He brought something to the table. So I say to you today that we are very fortunate to have this man who cares, He looks and he serves all the way through District 5. Many of before him left the high desert out of the picture. Mike didn't do that. He looked where the need was and has produced. He looked, he cared, he served. Ladies and gentlemen, help me to welcome the 5th District Supervisor, Michael Antonovich.
It's a pleasure to be here, and what you have behind us is the result of the community coming together and working together and have a facility, a 142,000 square foot facility, which will be opening in just a few days, June 23rd, to begin to serve the residents of the Antelope Valley, making it easier to be served here instead of always having to go down below. This is centrally located and it's accessible by public transportation. And because of the location, we're able to access with the other health providers in the area, including Antelope Valley Hospital, which I had the pleasure of going through 2 weeks ago on their moving forward and meeting the health needs of the Antelope Valley. As Burl mentioned, this high desert facility will provide a comprehensive range of diagnostic outpatient and urgent medical services, significantly extending the quality health care for the residents of the Antelope Valley. And again, it would not have been possible without the hard work of staff from the high desert, the Department of Health Services, the Department of Public Works, Internal Services, the Chief Executive Officer, Arts Commission, the City of Lancaster, our contractors, and the community. And from my office, Catherine Barger, my Chief of Staff, Dr. Lori Glasgow, who handles the budget and was formerly Chief of Staff, who's integrally involved with the community, Norm Henkling, Fred Leaf, my Health Director, Deputy, and Frederick Chen, who's now Dr. Frederick Chen. But again, this was built on time and under budget. You can have these type of facilities, just as we did with the courthouse, when we work together with the community and keep the community involved in the project. And that's what we have to show here today, as we've shown you in the past. As Burl mentioned, the architects from Lee, Burkett, Leo, Ken Lee is here, Don McAllister, and from the Arts Commission is Leticia Fernandez-Ivans, and our CEO is here, Bill Fujioka, and Susan Grader, and Mark Bozigian. Mark was a very good partner to work with the county and the community, and moving forward with helping us find this site. The Health Services High Desert staff, Tim Moore, and our Public Works Department, and as Gil Garcia, Terry Munoz, Mike Patel, and our own director is here as well from Public Works, and from the Jerry Mejia, Swiverton Builders, who was here. One of the times we had facilities being built, and it started with the Chatsworth Courthouse. I noticed the artwork in the Chatsworth Courthouse was built by somebody from outside of the community. And I thought, whenever we have a project where we have to have the art component to it, I want to have the people from the Antelope Valley be involved. I want to have the people from the community where that building is being built to be involved instead of an outsider. And so as we built the Antelope Valley Superior Court, that artwork inside was done by the students from Antelope Valley College. And if you look inside when you enter that courthouse, you'll see their names on the wall with a bronze plaque. Because this is the community's courthouse. It's not from somebody down below making it for you. Well, we did the same with the Antelope Valley MAC that we have before us today. The Antelope Valley native Brad Howell was selected to create 3 suspended sculptures that you're going to see when you enter our building today. The creation of the civic artwork involved members of the Antelope Valley community, including Antelope Valley High School, the students, the Lancaster Museum of Art and History visitors, Antelope Valley College art students, the high desert staff, and people attending the Lancaster Boulevard Farmers Market. And that effort led to the community engagement artist, Rebecca Niedlander, and this inclusive process ensured the voices of the region would be reflected in the artwork that the people will see and feel who live and work and are served by this facility. The process culminated in a contest to name the artwork, which was administered by the Lancaster Museum of Art and History. And after reviewing over 100 entries, the title, One Desert Sky. They left out the winds and the rains, One Desert Sky, and the flash floods, was submitted by Quartz Hill resident Bonnie Harper. That's the one that was selected. And Bonnie will be in attendance today. So Bonnie, would you please stand up? Bonnie? Let me also give a scroll to the Los Angeles County High Desert Regional Health Center. Burl. Let me also add that our Director of Health, Dr. Mitchell Katz, who's here as well, has done a superb job in bringing accountability and responsibility to the Department of Health and helping to ensure that this project was also going to be built on time and delivered to the community in a first-class condition. So, Mitch, we want to recognize you. Okay. And also, we want the High Desert Health Systems Auxiliary to come up because they were able to provide $20,000 donations for the art. So they come up and have a picture with Dr. Katz. Thank you so much, bro. Great, thank you.
How do you want it?
Come on, come on, come on, come on. This way. This way. Okay. This way. You. Okay. Okay, wait, more. Wait. One more. Come on. Join us.
Excellent.
Thank you. Okay, right here. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Okay. How's that? How's that? Thank you very much.
And to the artist, Brad Howell, would you come up?
Trusting me.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to represent you at the board down below, but it's nice to be up here, and again, I appreciate all your fine support. God bless.
One group that we'd like to thank is our advisory council. Do we have members of our advisory council here? If you could stand, please. Advisory council has worked for many years to make this vision come to pass, and we appreciate all the advocacy that they've exercised on behalf of our patients. So thank each and every one of you. As we move through this project, one of our key partners has been the City of Lancaster. The city was instrumental in the selection of this site and finding a site that would be accessible and easy to reach for our patients. They've also been very involved in helping refine the design of the facility and help us come up with a design that fits well in the community and the neighborhood that we'll serve. Representing Mayor R.X. Paris this morning, we have Vice Mayor Marvin Christ. Again, we'd like to thank the city for all of the work that they've done in partnership with the county on this project. I'd like to introduce Vice Mayor Marvin Christ.
Henry said something during the prayer that really struck a point. Our community. This is about our community. So in that belief, I'm going to invite up the Palmdale representative, Mayor Pro Tem Tom Lackey, to stand with me during this. We're going to do a joint proclamation in a little bit and thank the supervisor for what he's done. But this has been a long journey for the county, long journey for the city of Lancaster. I want to point out how long it's been. See Norm Hickling over there? Norm, raise your hand. He had hair when this started. It's been a long journey. It's a great day for the Antelope Valley. I like to tell a story about how it used to be in the Antelope Valley. When I was a boy playing football, there was 3 high schools here. The 3 high schools, Palmdale, Quartz Hill, AV. Big rivalry, Palmdale, Lancaster, big shock. Well, I broke my leg during the football game between us 2. I went to AV Hospital. I had to be transferred to Los Angeles to get the health care at that time. Okay? From there to there. Now, the city of Lancaster, the city of Palmdale, the county of Los Angeles has decided no more for us. No more for the Antelope Valley. We will have the proper health care for our citizens. So on behalf of the city of Lancaster and the citizens of Palmdale, we would like to give this proclamation to the supervisor and thank him. Thank him for what he has done for this community. We get called up and we say this is a dumping ground. That's not a dumping ground. That's a beautiful facility. And we thank the supervisor for what he's done to help us through it. Thank you.
One of the strengths of the Antelope Valley has always been our excellent representation that we've had in state government. It's my pleasure to introduce State Senator Steve Knight, representing the 21st District. He's former council member, former assemblyman, and now our senator representing this area in the state senate. So I'd like to introduce and help me welcome Senator Steve Knight.
Well, thank you, Tim. It is a great day. We are at the 300 block of Avenue I. Who would have thought we would have been here when we would have had to all the way go out on the very west end, if we can remember that. And I can remember when Supervisor Antonovich made this a commitment. And as we all know in this community, when he makes a commitment, he does it. And so that's why we love him. But today we're standing in front of one of the greatest facilities that our valley's got. And let's look at what we've done over the last probably 10 years. Now we have the Antelope Valley Hospital that has great care, and my wife's a nurse there, and she's there right now taking care of babies, so I have to say they're doing a great job, and they do. They do a great job in Antelope Valley Hospital. But we also have the Palmdale Regional Medical Center. We've also added some other things here. Kaiser has done some things here. We've got some great programs going on right here in the Antelope Valley, and our healthcare system is part of that. But what... I was getting into it.
From Palmdale.
Don't ever take the microphone away from a politician. Don't ever yell at a politician when he's got the microphone. How dumb can you be? So, 10 years ago, this month in May, my father passed away. And so I use the City of Hope as one of those places that is very near and dear to my heart. They took care of my father for the last 33 days of his life. And you couldn't get better care than what the City of Hope did for my family and for my father. So I wanted to put them up on a little bit of a pedestal, but I was taken down by the Vice Mayor of Lancaster. It's happened before. So I want to thank Supervisor Antonovich. We couldn't have better leadership in this valley. We couldn't have a better person to stand with. He never stands in front of us. He always stands with us out here in the Antelope Valley, and we thank him for doing that. So, on behalf of that, if you can run that. We're going to pass a budget on June 15th. And it's going to be a good budget. So don't anybody yell at me for framing this. All right? I want to say one last thing. Now that I got the microphone, I'm on a roll. Dr. Tadros is over here. God bless Dr. Tadros. He was both my son's first pediatrician, and you know, there's not many people in this valley that have done more for us There's probably a whole generation up to about 30 years old right now that he has seen at one point in their life or another. And so that's one of our foundation people right there is Dr. Tadros. But I want to give this to Supervisor Antonovich, and Beryl, if you'd come on up.
I'm so happy that our next speaker, County Chief Executive Bill Fujioka, could join us today. Bill's had an outstanding career of public service. He was the Chief Administrator for the City of Los Angeles, and he's been the Chief Executive of Los Angeles County since 2007. Anybody that really knows the inside story, though, knows that Bill's career really took off after a brief stint as the Chief Executive of High Desert Hospital back in 1995-96. So it was a pleasure to work under Bill then, and we appreciate all the work of the Chief Executive Office in bringing this project to fruition. So thank you. We also have Susanna Grather in the audience. She's been our point person with the CEO's office, and thank you for all your efforts. I remember when Bill was here for the year. It was a lot of fun to work with him, and I remember when he left to go on to bigger things, and I told him, "Don't worry, Bill, I'll stay here and we'll finish the project for you." So I'm happy we've reached that day, and I'm happy that Bill's here to share this time with us. So
I think this is still morning. Good morning. How's everyone? You know, I want you to know it's so long ago, right? I see. Is that Candy back there? Is that you? There's still some people who are here who I worked with when I was at High Desert. You know, when Tim was 17 years ago, he didn't talk. What'd you guys do to him? It's amazing. But I was sitting in my office in 1995, and I get a call, and I answer the phone, and I say, "Hello." He goes, "Hi, Bill, this is Mike." I'm like, okay. I didn't recognize the voice because didn't go to the board that often. "This is Mike." Realized the Supervisor Antonovich. I immediately stood up. I'm alone in my office, but I stood up. Okay. Oh, it's Supervisor Antonovich. And at the time, High Desert was having some challenges, and he said, "Can you do me a favor? Can you come up?" And I said, "Michael, I live 100 miles away, and I live in another town. That's tough." And then we started talking, and because of Mike being Mike, the Supervisor Antonovich, there was something where I said, I have to do this. I came up. Coming up, it was like, wow, I'm coming up to Lancaster. I want you to know, in my 40 years public service, it ranks way on top of one of my all-time favorite assignments. The sense when I came up here and the sense of community in Lancaster, excuse me, Palmdale, but Lancaster, in this city, because I tried to commute, you can't commute 100 miles one way. I came and I lived here, and I became part of the community. And it was something that I remember, and something I cherish. And the spirit of High Desert Hospital and working with the people was amazing. There are folks here, I see Dr. Oren here, that's still here. Beryl was here, Tim was here. But it was not just a hospital, it was a community of health providers. It was a facility that cared for their own community because they lived here. And we talked about this facility. And although there's been a number of people who have said and recognized Supervisor Antonovich, you know, he has the largest area, largest district in terms of land mass. His dedication is unparalleled for every single corner of his district. And it's unparalleled for what he's done here. And at one point, we talked about this facility in 1997 and 96. And the only way it was done, and there's a lot of county people who touch this, but let's get down to the facts, folks. The only way it was done is because of this man and his commitment, right? So what I need you to do and from the bottom of your heart is thank Supervisor Antonovich for what he's done. And for me, like I said, 40 years, and I've had many, many different titles and jobs and responsibilities, but I keep telling people, when it's all said and done, I have one title. My title is that of a public servant. My title is that of someone who was taught to serve people who oftentimes were not given service from anyone else. But we do it with pride, we do it with honor, and one of my role models is Supervisor Antonovich. This is I had to come up here. You know, it's like, people know me, I don't come to building openings. I'm the guy behind the curtain. But I had to come up here for this because to see this, you have no idea. It's a beautiful building, but it's a gift. It's your medical home. It's a gift from your supervisor. God bless you all.
I've worked for the Department of Health Services for a long time, for a lot of years, and I've seen a lot of leadership in the department over the years come and go. I'm probably more excited today to be working for the Department of Health Services than I have been at any time in my career. We've had Dr. Katz join us as our leader in the last few years, and he's really set up an exciting leadership team. He's really helped position our department to go forward into the period of healthcare reform and all the changes that are occurring within the healthcare industry. I think one of the things that really does set aside the leadership of Dr. Katz is the strength of the leadership team that he's built and the constant reinforcement of our mission and the importance of putting our patients first and doing the best for our patients. One of the first things Dr. Katz did was reorganize the department and create a new ambulatory care network, which gave, I think, a new level of emphasis and importance to the ambulatory care delivery side of our Department of Health Services. Dr. Alex Lee is appointed as our first chief executive of the ambulatory care network, and he's really provided a sense of being a system, a sense of standards and accountability, and above all, again, a sense of putting our patients first, keeping our eyes on what's the most important thing, delivering high quality care to our patients. So I want to welcome Dr. Alexander Lee.
But first, I want to thank all of you for coming today to help celebrate this exciting moment. And before I start, if I can also ask you to indulge me a moment and just close your eyes and just clear your mind. Now imagine that you're a patient seeking that special place for your healthcare needs. Or pretend you're a doctor, nurse, or scheduler. Imagine a place where you have great staff of individuals that you can work with, a great environment that you have where you have all the tools to do the right care at the right time for the patient. Now I just want to invite you to open your eyes and look in front of you, or for those when you have to look behind us. What you have before you is the brand new, spectacular, High Desert Regional Health Center. And this is your community's new medical home. I'm so proud and amazed. So again, my name is Alex Lee, and I'm a primary care physician. 3 years ago, when Mitch recruited me to join the department, it took me for a moment just to say, yes, I'm going to do it. Well, in my mind, I said that, but it actually took a month later for me to actually respond because it was such a large commitment. But it wasn't the fact that it was daunting. It was more the fact that it really kind of helped me kind of process the vision and the direction that the department was heading towards in terms of being more outpatient focused. Thinking about how myself as a primary care physician or someone like Richard can work hand in hand to make the people of the community healthy. It's not about sickness, as one of the speakers mentioned before. It's all about promoting good health and well-being. The charge that we're given here is monumental. Our department provides and is the medical home for over 350,000 individuals, residents across LA County. And it's absolutely critical from my perspective that we can do the best that we can. From myself, my team, our staff, and also the patients themselves to have a partnership in that vision. This campus not only represents a shining example, I think, of that commitment on ourselves, but it really represents a commitment from the county itself, that a healthy community is absolutely critical for the vitality and success. So I'd like to conclude very quickly by recognizing really, I think, the commitment of what all the speakers on this dais have said, and also what is, members of the dais here, that this really is a commitment of everyone. And I think, with that said, really of the individual of Supervisor Antonovich and his staff to really make that vision happen. But it's also the frontline individuals, our partners with the Department of Public Work and the builders who put the pieces of brick and concrete together and steel to make this beautiful place stand before you with its greatness. But ultimately, it takes a team and the family members of that team to actually make it work. With that, I would also like to thank the High Desert team, and I think to say that this is really your new home. Cherish it like you would in your own place, and also work with the patients to make sure that this is their place, that this is the best home it could be for them. So I'd like to introduce Mr. Richard Neff. He's a longtime patient of the High Desert to speak a few words, and also to Christians this new building with his story. It's the stories that we lay the foundation that will make us remember why we're here. Why we're here, not because of the building, but it's for the stories that we lay for each individual patient and the community that we take care of.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Richard Neff, and I'm very honored to be here today. I'm a High Desert Regional Health Center patient, and I'm happy to have this facility. Brand new facility. This is truly a gift, and I don't take gifts for granted. I suffered a spinal cord injury roughly 6 years ago from a car accident that left me homeless and on Skid Row. I was very proactive and scratched and clawed my way out of there, but it did in fact take me 15 months. With the help of Homeless Healthcare Los Angeles, I was able to be placed out here in a home, and now we have this brand new facility here. I feel the electricity in the air. It really exists because this, on time and under budget, wow. Wow. I've utilized facilities in my travels all over the world, but I can definitely feel a difference in the care and concern from the staff at High Desert Regional Medical Facility. Thank you.
I want to give a special thanks to all the Department of Public Works staff who have worked so hard to bring us this building in its completed fashion. We've had an outstanding team of Public Works individuals. It's been an honor to work collaboratively with them side by side on a day-to-day basis. It's really been, I think, an outstanding experience of teamwork, and that speaks to a culture. Speaks to a culture that our next speaker, Gail Farber, Director of Public Works, has instilled in the Department of Public Works, and the collaborative manner in which they approach major projects like this. So it's been a pleasure to work with Department of Public Works staff. My sincere thanks to all of you for all of the work and energy that you've put into this project, and thank each and every one of you. So I'd like to introduce Gail Farber, Director of Public Works.
We love Department of Health Services too. It's an honor to join all of you here today, and first of all, I really want to thank Supervisor Mike Antonovich for his vision and his leadership for bringing this project here to the community. Public Works' commitment is, and our capital project delivery team's commitment is to deliver high-performing public facilities for people and services to thrive. And integrated healthcare services that are going to be delivered from this building don't just happen without innovative and integrated collaboration amongst the county team and the project team. And as many of the speakers have mentioned, this building today is a result of that cooperation and collaboration through an integrated project delivery method known as design build. And as part of this design build process, this project was developed to incorporate a wide range of features that epitomize energy and water use and improve indoor environmental quality, and they maximize the use and reuse of resources so that we can create a healthy and sustainable community, not just for today, but well into future generations. And I'm really proud to report that this center will become one of the first in the county medical buildings to achieve the LEED in Energy and Environmental Gold certification. So I think that deserves a round of applause. Thank you. And with that gold standard in mind, there's more. The Board of Supervisors established a gold standard also, I believe, for local worker hiring program for this project. And they set a goal of at least 30% of qualified local workers to perform the project labor on this project to create and retain jobs just here in this community. And I'm really pleased also to report that this program and this effort of the whole of the design builder exceeded that 30% goal and achieved a 43% local worker hire participation, well beyond this goal. Congratulations. And we know that achievement really isn't possible without, as I mentioned, this project delivery team. So in addition to local worker hiring program, the Board of Supervisors established a small business enterprise goal program where the subcontractor participation goal for this project of 43%, so that we also use and employ small businesses and help and retain jobs in this community. And Swinnerton exceeded that goal as well, awarding 50%, over $31 million of total direct contract value to certified small business enterprise firms headquartered in the county, just contributing even further to a healthier community. So congratulations over on that as well. You see a theme here. I'm still on this gold standard. My third point on the gold standard is, most of all, as Director of Public Works, I'm really proud of the overall Project County team, because this center was delivered 2 months ahead of schedule and more than $10 million under budget. Congratulations. It's really fun to see that. You know, it's really good to say, I was saying that, you know, laughter is the best medicine, and to see all these smiles here and the laughter and the celebration really is, as you said, you can feel the energy in the air. It's really great to be here. I want to quickly give a shout out to the County Public Works Project team, as well as the county team. We have the scoping consultant, LBL Architects. We have the design build architect, Leonakis Architects. We have design build contracts, Swinnerton Builders. We have the County Arts Commission, Director of Civic Art, Margaret Bruning. And I also give a shout out to our Chief Executive Office, as well as analyst Susanna Grather. And of course our project team, Division Heads Dave Howard and Jose Cavedo. You're back here, I know you are. Section Head Gil Garcia. You can congratulate all these folks. I only have about 50 more to go. We have project managers, Mike Patel, Terry Munoz, and Alex Florante. Where are you? You're here. Thank you. We have our inspectors, Art Sandoval, Jim Nunez, John Batista, Carl Grissom, Raul Lagana, and Dave Pasco. Where are you? Thank you. You know, being in the public works business, in the construction management business, it's really a nomadic role that you play, because once this is delivered, it's on to the next big project. So these ribbon cuttings and these groundbreaking ceremonies are really bittersweet. But you come together and you work hard together, and so I couldn't pass up the opportunity to give a shout out for this team, because they really become a family with all the county departments. As I mentioned, strong partnerships are key in the development and delivery of any project, particularly with such vital community resources such as this. So I'm pleased to say that on this project, a partnership we enjoy between the Supervisor's Office, the Department of Health Services, the county's Chief Executive Office, and the community was just outstanding. So in closing, I would like to present a ceremony, turn over the keys to this brand new facility. So if I can present a plaque to Supervisor Antonovich, our county CEO, Bill Fujioka, Director of Health Services, Dr. Mitch Katz, and as a memento of this dedication today. Where are you? The ceremonial key. Come on. It's big. It's a big lock. It's a big key and a big lock. Congratulations.
Great job on the building. So beautiful there. Really striking.
One of the most interesting aspects of this project as it unfolded was the civic art component. I think anytime you go through a process of creating original artwork, there's always an air of uncertainty. There's wondering, how is it going to turn out? How well is it going to work with the building? What's the effect? What's the reaction to the artwork going to be? It's been an amazing experience to work with the civic art staff and to work with the artists. It's been amazing to see the product that's come out of that work, and something that I think the community and the facility can be extremely proud of. I'd like to introduce Margaret Bruning, the Director of Civic Art for the Los Angeles County Arts Commission, to speak a little bit more about the civic art component. So let's welcome Margaret Bruning.
I know everyone's anxious to get inside this incredible facility, but this is our last opportunity to be together with you as a family to deliver your new artwork. The Los Angeles County Arts Commission is honored to be here today to celebrate this great day with you. It's a great day, right?
Yeah, great day.
Exactly. Through the county's 1% policy for civic art, we believe that the imaginations of creative people help to create thriving communities. We ask artists to see what cannot be seen, to connect people who might not ever have had the chance to meet, to acknowledge our unique experiences, and to expand upon what we imagine is possible. And here we are at a state-of-the-art facility with top-notch services and world-class art. This, I believe, is the best of Los Angeles County, right here in service for you. And thank you to Supervisor Antonovich. The artwork we dedicate today required more than 2.5 years and countless county stakeholders and community members to bring it to life. To begin a process around the idea for community and for art for community, artist Rebecca Niederlander offered free public activities to stimulate dialogue and storytelling, and hopefully to alleviate some anxiety for Tim around the idea of art. In total, nearly 500 Antelope Valley community members participated in 2 mobile art mural making workshops, a college seminar in civic art, 3 collective poetry writing games, 2 team building workshops for staff, and 2 exhibits at the Lancaster Museum of Art and History. Rebecca is here with us today, and I'd like her to stand, and please join me, everyone, in thanking Rebecca for her tireless work. And a second civic art component was also directly influenced by the community. And I should say, this is an art component that will be very, very difficult to find once you walk into the atrium. Okay, if you have not been inside yet, you'll see my joke when you walk in. Starting with the artist that we hired to create the permanent artwork, Brad Howe is originally from the Antelope Valley and has deep roots here. But to bring the artwork to life, he incorporated the input from the more than 500 Antelope Valley residents who participated in our public engagement into icons and symbols that would make up his community-specific sculpture. He then strung thousands of these images together in cloud formations, creating countless stories that evolve continuously in a kinetic artwork. This is a passive kinetic artwork that doesn't require any electricity. And I hope that served and got us some lead points. These stories create ever-changing series of visual poems that can be personalized by everyone who walks through these doors. And to make this happen, again, the teamwork, the unbelievable commitment required. I extend a thank you to many people, including a project coordination committee assembled especially for this project. That committee shepherded the design and implementation process, especially representatives from the 5th District office and representatives from Supervisor Antonivich's office, Christine Borzaga, Norm Hickling, Fred Leaf, and our arts deputy, Rosalind Wayman, who always manages to hide, I think, at these events. But we thank you so much for your partnership in helping shepherd our work with the 5th District, Rosalind. And we most definitely cannot do this work without the people who we serve directly, who will serve directly the residents of the Antelope Valley. Tim Moore, Carolyn Ree with the Department of Health Services, and everyone they work with. We thank you. Also, our partners, Gail Farber and the Department of Public Works. And especially Mike Patel and Terry Muniz, who we could not show up today and do this work without them. And of course, the CEO's office and the Capital Projects Division, especially Susanna Grather, who traveled all the way to see the work in fabrication. We show up together every day appreciating your commitment to your work. And also, Bishop Henry Hearns, who served on our Project Coordination Committee, said he only could say a few words occasionally here and there, probably not feeling an expert about art. But sir, you are an expert about this community, and your voice meant so much to this project. Thank you. You have a great ally with the City of Lancaster in the Lancaster Museum of Art and History through Andy Campagnoni. I don't know if Andy's here today, but I hope you will all go to the Museum of Art and History and check out what they're doing there. Andy is an incredible resource, and the museum is an incredible resource for this region. And finally, I must thank our tireless project manager, Letitia Fernandez-Ivins. Letitia, will you please rise? We all have to thank you. I want to say that Letitia is truly a great listener and a fearless visionary. And of course, our express appreciation goes to artist Brad Howe for thoughtfully translating our narratives into a cultural legacy for the Antelope Valley. Brad and his team, and Brad's going to speak to you just for a couple of minutes, Brad poured his heart and soul into this project. And I understand it was some 36,000 hours of work, and I'm sure that number is low. Oftentimes, civic artists breathe, think, and dream and live with their work. It's a 24/7. There is no turning it off and on. Brad hoped to create a life-affirming portrait of the imagination of the community and a mental oasis for all that come to this health center. And I hope when you enter the building, whether as a patient or visitor or healthcare provider, that you will feel that as well. And Brad is with us to tell us more.
Well, I'm really humbled to be standing amongst all the people that put this building together. I really must tell you that it's been really an honor to have been invited to listen and to learn and to somehow reflect back at this wonderful community, you know, through my means, through art, through color, through shape, through form, through motion. You know, something very specific about this place. And I have to tell you that it's been a lot of learning for me, a lot of listening. And with Rebecca's help, you know, I learned to listen to a community. The artwork wasn't ever about me. The artwork was about me listening and trying to gather as much information, much stories, as much of the fears and the aspirations of the people that live here, where I lived as a boy and spent a lot of time in the desert chasing turtles. You don't have to chase them, they're pretty easy to find. There's a couple turtles in there too, I promise you. But what I really wanted to do was like an artist who might paint a portrait of a person. You know, you spend time in a room with an individual and you sort of learn what their life is about. And you can kind of see it in their skin, you see it in their eyes, you see it in their expressions, how easily they laugh, where their pain is. And in this case, it wasn't really a person, it was a valley, it was a community, it was a lot of people coming from lots of different places with lots of stories. But I wanted to paint a portrait. And so what's in there, when you go in there, is my attempt at creating a portrait of the Antelope Valley, of the people of the Antelope Valley, and to create something that they can see, you can see yourself in. When you're there, you'll recognize something about yourself there. And hopefully it will stimulate you, it will cause you to imagine things you've never thought of before, and hopefully it'll give you some strength, because I know when you're in this building, you need strength, because most likely you need somebody to take care of you, or you need to take care of someone. So we need to exchange strength there, and I'm hoping that that's a source of strength. And also I'm hoping it's a place you can rest. And when you're in there and you're exhausted and you're beat up, you can go into that art world, the world that's in there, it's a universe is what's in there. You will find some connection to yourself and to other people, so you have more energy to give. And one thing I want to just end this by saying that this has really been phenomenal to see what service is all about, because I'm learning about that. I haven't really approached art exactly in this way before, and I just feel that everybody's giving to others, and this is a beautiful, beautiful exchange, and this is where we need to be as human beings. We need to give to each other. We need to take care of each other, and I'm hoping that that artwork feels like we are taking care of each other. Thank you.
In closing, we've tried to create a building that we hope will be inspirational and elevating, that will give our staff a place to enjoy and do their work well. We hope this is a place where technology can intersect effectively with humanity, and where science and technology, science and compassion can come together to create a uplifting experience for people that enjoy this building. So thank you again for coming out to enjoy this occasion with us. We appreciate all of you taking your time to share this with us, and please go in and see the building and enjoy it. So thank you very much.